Cool chicken cats and chicks, you know who it is, Super Mario Nick here, and in today's video I'll be showing you my complete record collection. This huge stack of records here. Now I currently have 12 records, and when I first did a video like this showing off my record collection about 1 or 2 months ago, I only had like 5 records at the time, and I showed them in order of when I got them, but in today's video I'll be showing you in order of release date. So our first record we have here is one of my all-time favorite albums, not just in general, but by one of my all-time favorite artists. We have Connie Francis sings Rock and Roll Million Sellers. I love Connie Francis, and I love this album. This is a stereo disc pressed to MGM, Connie's record label. See, we have Connie on the cover here, MGM. Now this was from 1959 when this was when this album came out, but unfortunately when this album was originally released, it was only pressed in mono. It was only mastered in mono. So this reissue with the stereo masters, it was released the next year in 1960. So I don't have any genuine 50s records yet, but I'm working on it. So the back here, have the back cover. MGM Records presents Connie Francis sings Rock and Roll Million Sellers. Side 1, we have Heartbreak Hotel, Sweetly D, I Almost Lost My Mind, I Hear You Knockin', Just a Dream, and Don't Be Cruel. And on side 2, we have Lipstick on Your Collar, Sincerely, Ain't That a Shame, Silhouettes, I'm Walking, and It's Only Make Believe. It is a great track listing. Connie, she never misses on this album. There's never a miss. It's just a truly great album. It's her best album, in my opinion. This is the catalog number is SE3794 High Fidelity Press, and we have some nice pictures on the cover. We have Connie dancing with her mother and Connie dancing with her brother, so it's pretty good. Let me show you the disc. So this is the disc itself. MGM Connie Francis sings Rock and Roll Million Sellers. We have the stereo and then the catalog number. We have the track listing of side 1. Flip it over. Side 2. It's pretty chill. So that was the first album we have here, Connie Francis Rock and Roll Million Sellers, from 1959. Now the next album we have from 1965, we have Beatles 6. This is a Capitol album, recorded in England, but this is one of the albums from the Capitol Records Beatles catalog here in the United States. We have this nice picture of the Beatles on here. You know, Paul, Ringo, John, George. We have Beatles 6. The world's most popular foursome, John, Paul, George, and Ringo. Wow. So, the back of Beatles 6, Capitol. Now, for some reason, they chose, when they listed the track listing here, they chose not to put them in order. But the tracks on here are 8 Days a Week, Kansas City, Words of Love, Yes It Is, I Don't Want to Spoil the Party, Every Little Thing, What You're Doing, You Like Me Too Much, Tell Me What You See, Bad Boy, and Dizzy Miss Lizzie. Produced by George Martin. Have these cool photos on the back. We have John, Paul, George, and Ringo. So we have some advertisements for the other Capitol Beatles albums. More great albums for your Beatles collection. We have Something New, which was the U.S. alternative to A Hard Day's Night. The Beatles' second album, which is like some of with the Beatles, some singles of the Beatles story. Of course, the debut U.S. album, Meet the Beatles, and Beatles 65, which is basically the Beatles for sale. We have Beatles 6, disc. So this is a Capitol Rainbow label, Beatles 6, recorded in England. Okay, side 1. So yeah, the actual track listing on side 1 as it goes is Kansas City, 8 Days a Week, You Like Me Too Much, Bad Boy, I Don't Want to Spoil the Party, and Words of Love. And then on side 2 we have What You're Doing, Yes It Is, Dizzy Miss Lizzie, Tell Me What You See, Every Little Thing. So that was Beatles 6. Now the next record we have is from 1966. We have Best of the Beach Boys. I love the Beach Boys, as you guys know. They're my favorite band. Brian, Dennis, Mike, Carl, and Al. Surfing USA, Surfer Girl, In My Room, Little Juice Coupe, Fun, Little Honda, Wendy, Warmth of the Sun, Kiss Me Baby, You're So Good to Me, Louie, and Catch a Wave. This is in stereo on Capitol. The back, I thought they could have done better with the track listing, but that's the Beach Boys Volume 1, because they did make 3 of these. A sensational collection of the Beach Boys' greatest hits, personally selected and compiled by the Beach Boys themselves and dedicated to their many loyal fans. Wow. Oh, the Beach Boys. Side 1 has Surfing USA, Catch a Wave, Surfer Girl, Little Juice Coupe, In My Room, Little Honda, and side 2 has Fun, Warmth of the Sun, Louie, Kiss Me Baby, and You're So Good to Me, and a Wendy. These are my photos of the Beach Boys. Here we have more advertisements. We have more great albums for the Beach Boys on Capitol. We have Pet Sounds, Beach Boys Party, Summer Days and Summer Nights, Beach Boys Today, Beach Boys Concert, and my favorite Beach Boys LP, All Summer Long. It's in high fidelity, and if you have a record store, you need to file this under the Beach Boys and Team. Let me show you the disc. If I can get out of them. There we go. There we go. So, because this is the mid-60s and not the early 60s like this is a green Capitol label. Actually, from how long this is actually a 70s pressing of this record. This was the Starline series, side 1. Surfing USA, Catch a Wave, Surfer Girl, Little Juice Coupe, In My Room, Little Honda. Catalog number is 502545, and this is in Duophonic stereo. Pretty sure that's fake stereo, actually. Side 2. And that was Best of the Beach Boys. Next up, another one of my all-time favorites. From 1966, we have Johnny Rivers with Changes on Imperial Records, and featuring his smash hit, A Poor Side of Town, so, and in stereo, so, have Johnny on the cover here. So one of my all-time favorite albums, like, the track listing is, like, insane. So, on side 1 we have By the Time I Get to Phoenix, Taste of Honey, Days of Wine and Roses, California Dreamin', Do You Want to Dance, Cast Your Fate in the Wind. And on side 2 we have Poor Side of Sound, If I Were a Carpenter, Softly As I Leave, The Shadow of Your Smile, Strangers in the Night, and Get Ready for Tomorrow. So we have Johnny back here, produced by Lou Alder. Oh, also, you can also get it available in mono, but that would be a entirely different catalog. Let me show you the disc. Oh yeah, this has a pretty cool sleeve, record sleeve. Forgot about this. Advertising other LPs on Liberty Records, because by this point Imperial had already been bought by Liberty. So some notable records: Gary Lewis and the Playboys, Cher. Yeah, just these. A lot of these are just random no-name artists. We have the Hollies, and then on the other side we have literally, they advertised their own album here. Johnny Rivers Changes, Jackie Day Shannon, Sandy Nelson. Yeah, that's really all that's really notable on here. Track-wise, really the only albums that they advertised that are really too notable, you know. But here's the actual disc. It's a very colorful disc, truly. Wrong side. It's a very colorful disc on Imperial. I remember, I know Imperial mostly for pressing the Rick Nelson and Fats Domino records. Yeah, very colorful. Very, very colorful. Next up, also from 1967, changes from 66, we have on Mercury, we have Chuck Berry's Golden Hits. So these aren't, so I'm pretty sure most people know this, but these are re-recordings he did for Mercury, not the original Chess recordings. I always like the girl on the album cover here. It's actually a really nice album cover. I like the way the tracks are like laid out. On the back here, Chuck Berry's Golden Hits. We have Sweet Little Six re-recordings, of course, of Sweet Little 16, Memphis, Tennessee, School Days, Maybelline, Back in the USSA, Back in the USA, Johnny Be Good, Rock and Roll Music, Roll Over Beethoven, 30 Days, Carol, and Club Nitty Gritty. Which is the reason it has a star bias, because apparently it is electronically pressed for stereo. Wow. So, show you the disc. But actually, it's pretty boring disc, really. I know Mercury Records mostly for the Penguins, the Crew Cuts, and Leslie Gore. But, once again, wrong side. How am I doing this? Side 1, there we go. And then side 2. Alright, so that was that. So that was Chuck Berry's Golden Hits. Now, next up, we have a pretty common record. One that went platinum 3 times. 41 hits from the soundtrack of American Graffiti, my all-time favorite film. There's nothing really nothing much to see here, so I'm gonna just go ahead and get it out. So we have the gatefold. Of course, we have pictures from the film, of course. So track listing side 1, Rock Around the Clock by Bill Haley. 16 Candles by The Chris, Runaway by Del Shannon. You'll see that one coming up later. Why the Fools Fall in Love by Frankie Lyman. That'll Be the Day by Buddy Holly. Fannie Mae by Buster Brown. Flash Cadillac's Cover Fat the Hop, and their original She's So Fine. The Stroll by the Diamonds, and See You in September by the Tempos. Side 2, we have Surfing Safari by the Beach Boys. He's the Great Imposter by the Fleetwoods. Almost Gone by Chuck Berry. Smoke Gets in Your Eyes by the Platters. Little Darling by the Diamonds. Peppermint Twist by Joey D and the Starlighters. Barbara Ann by the Regents. Book of Love by the Monotones. Maybe Baby by Buddy Holly. Ya Ya by Lee Dorsey and the Great Pretender by the Platters. On record 2, we have side 3, we have Ain't That a Shame by Fats Domino, Chuck Berry's Johnny Be Good, I Only Have Eyes for You by the Flamingos. One of my favorite songs, Get a Job by the Silhouettes, To the Aisle by the Five Satins, Do You Want to Dance by Bobby Freeman, Party Doll by Buddy Knox, Come Go With Me by the Dell Vikings, and Love Potion No. 9 by the Clover. So, oh yeah, and sorry, my bad. Year 16, Come Go With Me by the Dell Vikings, Year 16 by Johnny Burnett, and Love Potion No. 9 by the Clover. So it's a fire. It's a banger side. There's no misses on that side. And the final disc, or the final side, we have Since I Don't Have You by the Skyliner, Chantilly Lace by the Big Bopper, Teen Angel by Mark Dining, Crying in the Chapel by the Orioles, 1,000 Miles Away by the Heartbeats, Heart and Soul by the Cleftones, Green Onions by Booker T and the MGs, Only You by the Platters, Good Night Sweetheart by the Spaniels, and close it all up, All Summer Long by the Beach Boys. Whoa. This is one of my all-time favorite records from the soundtrack of one of literally my all-time favorite movie. Next up, from 1976, we have, I don't have Volume 2, but I have American Graffiti Volume 3. I like this cover. And we have John Milner's car in the back, of course, from the movie. Now, this isn't from the soundtrack, but this is made up of hits from 50s and 60s. Oh yeah, I forgot to show you all this to the first American Graffiti. Hold on. Before we get too far into Volume 3, so these are, I forgot to mention, this was on MC Records, the whole American Graffiti series was, and these are the rainbow. It's like how I talk about them like they're on Capitol, the rainbow labels, because I believe MCA got the license for a lot of 50s and 60s artists later in by the 70s, because I know of some Chuck Berry, Little Richard, Fats Domino, Del Shannon, and all that. That's on these MCA. So yeah, I just had to do that real quick because I forgot to show y'all. But yeah, so that was American Graffiti. Now back to American Graffiti 3. It's a nice cover here. The back is just like a generic shot. You know, we have this girl. She's just chilling. These people just chilling by the car. Track listing: Surfer Girl by the Beach Boys, Lucille by Little Richard, At My Front Door by the Eldorados, For Your Precious Love by Jerry Butler, Endless Sleep by Jody Reynolds, Wake Up Little Susie by the Everly Brothers. Love the Everly Brothers. You Talk Too Much by Joe Jones, Mary Lou by Ronnie Hawkins. I've always preferred Dale Hawkins. Oh, Susie Q. Poetry in Motion by Johnny Tillotson and Donna by Richie Valens. Another one of my all-time favorite songs, Honeycomb by Jimmy Rogers, Since I Fell For You by Lenny Welch, Kansas City by Wilbur Harrison, Surfing by the Beach Boys, Hey Little One by Dorsey Burnett, Johnny Burnett's older brother. Another two of my all-time favorite songs, Know Him As to Love Him by Annette Clambard and the Teddy Bears, and A Thousand Stars in the Sky by Kathy Young, Alley Oop by the Highwood RDLs, Shimmy Shimmy Cocoa Bop by Little Anthony and the Imperials. Wow, Bye Bye Love by the Everly Brothers. Let's go. Western Movies by the Olympics. Finderman with Mule Skinner Blues. Rave On Buddy Holly. La Bamba by Richie Valens. The Birds and the Bees by Jewel Atkins. God damn. Fucking fire song. Let's Dance by Chris Montez. Wow. Good Golly Miss Molly by Little Richard. My Special Angel by Bobby Helms. Mountain of Love by Harold Dorman. Baby What You Want Me to Do by Jimmy Reed. And The Big Hurt by Tony Fisher. So this is another a collection of rock songs from the 60s. Yeah. Hold on. Yeah. We'll read this. A collection of rock classics from the 60s inspired by the album American Graffiti. Most of these songs aren't even from the 60s. Some of them I can think of that aren't from these are from the 50s. We got Lucille, Wake Up Little Susie, Donna, Honeycomb, To Know Him Is to Love Him, Bye Bye Love, Rave On, La Bamba, Good Golly Miss Molly. Anyway, we have this nice open up, this nice photo. We have a track listing here, and what I like is these sleeves actually. They advertise the other records in the American Graffiti series. So we have the original soundtrack. I want to get a PNG of that logo so badly. We have the American Graffiti 2, which this has got Bill Haley, Larry Williams, Dion, Lloyd Price, the Crows, Buddy Holly, the Kingsmen, Carole King, Little Eva, the Platters, Little Richard, the Shirelles, Brenda Lee, we'll get her later, Duke of Earl, Buddy Holly, Rava, Peggy Sue, and of course we got the records we have right now, American Graffiti 3, on the back it just advertises random 50s, it just advertises random 50s affiliated artists. We have Brenda Lee, Bill Haley, The Comets, and Buddy Holly. So, let's see if I can try to get the disc out. There we go. So this is another MCA, goddamn, we're sticking over here. Look at this, guys. I gotta clean this all up later. This cannot be good for records. We have another MCA Rainbow. So unfortunately, this one skips on for a bit on Surfer Girl. So, now let me get the. I'll be listening to this one because American Graffiti 1 is iconic, but 3, this is just another great hit. So unfortunately, the second side, just generic MCA labeling. Another Rainbow label. Wow, I'm glad. Oh God, I still got so many records. This cannot be good. Oh, I'll turn over here. Next we have from 1978. We have a compilation on the best of Del Shannon. We have Del on the cover. I love Del Shannon. He's one of my favorite artists. We got Runaway, Hats Off to Larry, Little Town Flirt, Stranger in Town, Do You Want to Dance, Keep Searching, Handyman, Two Kinds of Teardrops, and So Long Baby. Wow, this album. I love his first album. I don't have that on vinyl, but this is a good compilation, man. Oh yeah, let me show you up the back. Nothing really special. This is a keep pressing. Let me show you the disc. My foot is getting numb just from sitting here. So we have, this is actually a pretty cool label. It's straight out of the 70s though. Yeah, so. So side 1 has Runaway, Hats Off Hilarious, Little Town Flirt, Stranger in Town, Do You Wanna Dance, and side 2 has Keep Searching, Handyman, two kinds of Teardrops for So Long, Baby. I find that weird that side 1 has 5 songs and side 2 only has 4, but whatever. So let's run away with Del. Wrong album. That was the best of Del Shannon. Next up, thank God, we only have a couple records left. Bill Haley and the Comets' Greatest Hits. I love Bill Haley, but I got scammed with this album because it's actually a live album, and it says that literally never on the album, so I got scammed. First on Phoenix 10 in 1981. A drawing of Bill here. I hate this. I want another Bill Haley Greatest Hits record because I got scammed into buying the live album. Side 1, Shake, Rattle, and Roll, Rudy's Rock, Rip It Up, and Razzle Dazzle. Side 2, we have Rocket Beat and Boogie, See You Later, Alligator, Saints Rock and Roll. Of course, the most famous song, Rock Around the Clock, and Rock the Joint. Which the studio version of Rock Around the Clock is 2:08. So it's weird that live version is 2:39. But the record is already wanting to come out, guys. So here's the record. Pretty bare bones label. Flames. Not really that fun. So that was Bill Haley and his Comets' Greatest Hits Scam album. Wow. Next up, we have one of my all-time favorite groups. From 1982, we have the Stray Cats, Built for Speed here, on the cover. We got Lee Rocker, Brian Setzer, Slim Jim Phantom. Stray Cats, Built for Speed. I love the Stray Cats. So this is just an epic back cover, I swear. Side 1, we have Rock This Town, Bet for Speed, Rev It Up and Go, Stray Cat Struggle to Miss Prissy, Rumble and Brighton. And side 2, we have Runaway Boys, Lonely Summer Nights, Double Talking Baby, You Don't Believe Me, Ginny, and Baby Blue Eyes. These boys, they do not miss on this iconic album. Which actually, this is the Stray Cats' first U.S. album, because they're an American group. Their first 2 albums came out in the UK only. It's another pretty lame label. Yeah, it's pretty lame. It's a good rockabilly record. It's really the only rockabilly record I have. I have Surf. I have doo-wop. Speaking of doo-wop, we have a very dramatic shift here from 2015. We have The Wanderer, 20 Greatest Hits of Dion. I love Dion. He's one of my all-time favorite artists. Side 1, we have I Wonder Why, No One Knows, Teenager in Love, Lover's Prayer, Where or When You Wish Upon a Star, and Still the Night, Lonely Teenager, Kissing Game, Having Fun in Kissing Game. Side 2, is that not the font on the With the Beatles album? What the heck? Side 2, we have Run Around Sue, The Wanderer, The Majestic, Lovers Who Wander, I Was Born to Cry, Little Diane, Love Came to Me, Sandy, Come Go With Me, and Ruby Baby. This was pressed on a record label I've never heard of, DMW. Well, DMM. Like, what the heck, guys? What the heck? So, here's the record. At first I thought Dion had his own record label, but no. This is my second record, so yeah. So that was The Wanderer, I'm trying to wrap this up here, we're at 25 minutes. So that was The Wanderer, Dion, Greatest Hits. I love Dion. He was my second favorite artist, I'm just my all-time favorite artist. The very best of Buddy Holly, wow. And High Fidelity Sound. Long live Buddy Holly, 1936 to 1959. He left us, wow. We were robbed of his talent. He had a great future ahead of him, 22 years old. Side 1, we have That'll Be the Day, Peggy Sue, Not Fade Away, Every Day. Oh Boy, Listen to Me, Raining in My Heart, Blue Days, Black Nights, Words of Love, and Heartbeat. And side 2, we have It Doesn't Matter Anymore, Maybe Baby, I'm Gonna Love You Too, Baby I Don't Care, Rock Me Baby, Well Alright, True Love Ways, Lonesome Tears, Rock and Roll Ivy, and Rave On. And finally, get it out of the sleeve, we have the record. This is pressed on Not Now Music. actually pretty epic label. Well, I don't really like the label. Well, that's nothing. Well, it's pretty. The actual label on the record is pretty epic. Now, so that was my. That could not have been good, but I heard what just happened, but So yeah, that was my record collection. 12 of them. I'm planning to get more records soon. I hope you cats enjoy them. And so, instead of using a poster, I'm gonna do it on my records here. In the words of Buddy Holly, stay cool, don't be a fool. Super Mario Nick out.